Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's Thanksgiving week edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And actually, we only have a couple of calls this week. One's with our amazing guest, Michael André Ford, and tomorrow you'll get to experience a membership call that we guide on Living in the Extraordinary, which is the membership platform that I host. And you can find out more about that later. But today I want to focus on Michael. The energy that he brings, I think you're all going to have a lot of fun. Be open to receiving and experiencing. Bring your imagination and your plan, and also just a sense of relaxation. So I'd really invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's call and this conversation. We'll open up to some experientials a little bit later. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about Michael. So Michael André Ford helps people hear, feel, and see angels, figures from India, Native American chiefs, plus many other loving beings like Mary, Buddha, Sri Shadi Sai Baba, Plato, Jesus, Ganesha, and so many more. As Michael moves energy, what he terms as whisking, you transition out of a thinking into your heart where all is truly possible. There you hear, feel, and see the beautiful beings that are here to support you on your present journey. So he's of service and is of service in a unique way. And it's unique to the points that many communities are unaccustomed to embracing it. So again, it's going to be an amazing call today. I want to invite you all to just open up. Let's play, let's have fun, and be open to what might surprise you in the field today. And with that, Michael, welcome to the show.
Hey, John, good to see you again. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. So what is it? Give everybody like the download of what it is that you do, how it is that you do it, and what people receive from experiencing this type of work.
I help people connect to the universe, no barriers, no boundaries. And that just means zero thinking. So you get out of your head, into your heart. And I would argue that you're kind of already there most of the day, the part of the day that you give no attention to. Your ego won't let you have any credit for. So you get to connect to all, which just means you get to meet all the different various unconditional love beings that are just here to help, but not interfere. So it's full on seeing, it's any answers to any questions. If you're from India and speak only Hindi or Telugu, you get it that way. So it's all languages, all dialects, lots of humor, and your personality, your whole life story is known. So somehow every angel, Einstein, Plato, or Ganesh knows how to navigate your personality to say it just the right way. If I could not talk at all, I would sign the form today, and just, it's a direct experience. I help a person literally get to hear, to receive all. You get to see light moving around you. You can see aura stuff on your hands or on other people. What else? Your senses get blown out. So you sort of go all Jedi. And again, it's a very direct experience, but it's a lot to take in. And you're thinking afterwards, like a little Miranda warning here. Your thinking afterwards can be like, whoa, what happened? I'm not used to having that much love, and I'm not used to opening openness this much. So it's a lot.
How did you discover your capacity to tune in this way?
I was in New York City for 18 years, working Wall Street for a couple of years, public relations for about 16 years after that. And it was a job layoff, a third round of stealth layoffs at a billion-dollar law firm. I was one of 72 given an hour's notice. I'd handled, as the top PR person for this international law firm, I had handled the first few stealth layoffs. And I think I was the only one excited out of 72 that did a silent Toyota jump for joy, because I could finally leave New York. And I moved to Austin, Texas, and it was like a perfect storm. Some other stuff happened in my personal life, and I popped out of thinking for just a little bit. Then I started having direct experiences, and like a good American, I freaked out, seeing light, hearing voices, very gentle, loving voices, and a lot of other experiences. So I did like what any other red-blooded American would do. I literally was grabbing psychics by the lapel, saying what's happening. And I finally got like used to it, accustomed to it. And I started helping others probably about 12, 13 years ago. And again, no limits is no limits. So it's taken me a long time to learn how to just let go, be here, hold the space for people. But what it took me 2 years to do, I help people do like that. So I look like a chump compared to everybody else.
Hmm. When you said you jumped out of thinking, what did that entail?
Uh, just realizing what the pattern of thinking was. Thinking is ego, intellect, it's judging, fear, reacting, worrying, 50 other of those descriptors. And we're doing it all the time. I'm not getting rid of thinking. No one, it's not in the cards for mankind to let go of thinking. But we could do 7% less thinking a day. I once did the calculator thing, and I think that's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes a day of just more in the heart. And the whole world will align with you better and even open up for you if you'll just give that a chance.
What were some of the first telltale signs that started appearing once you started slowing down the mind in that way that that engendered a connection that you started to build up that got you to this place now?
Yeah, so I had like a Roman candle experience in my living room where an angel named Joy, the pink ball light here, literally erupted out of the floor and went through my ceiling, like out of a Disney animated movie. About this wide pink column of light that went up with a huge ta-da, hello, my name's Joy, and then did it a second later. And you would just laugh. I've got one video where I was interviewing somebody and a ball light went by, and you see my shock and my reaction still to this day. So I'm easily impressed, and I was blown away, and I was sort of like this. And I grabbed a Sure Shot camera. So I started snapping photos of angels, Play-Doh, fairies. I handed the camera to folks. Today, I help people see directly, like in their yard or right back here. And so that kind of trumps the photos, but the photos really help people let go and relax more about this.
How do you teach people or share with people how they can see those spirits or those angels themselves? Because a lot of people, some people feel like they have a certain type of clair that is predominant if they can, and some even doubt that they even have that. Um, how is it that you're able to get people to see so clearly when it's been so difficult a road for so many different people to open up to that?
I get that question, and I get another question the most, which is like, how do you know it's all good? Or how do you know it's real? And I always say, well, how do you know a good cup of coffee is a good cup of coffee? You've got to let go to actually enjoy a
Mm.
good cup of coffee or tea. And it's the same thing with the shower, hot shower, like Wayne Dyer said. You can't be upset when you go to take a hot shower, falling asleep at night, brushing your teeth where you're not thinking about everything you have to do tomorrow. And so by that, I mean, everyone's got the capacity to just do basic listening, feeling, and seeing. You're doing it all day long. But for some reason, when it comes to the sacred, the universe, the big enchilada, no one thinks that it's that basic or simple. You're always 1 second away from seeing an angel, at least feeling a hand on your shoulder or getting a whisper that might sound like your voice. What do you think 10, 20, 50% of your intuition's been your whole life? And yet we chalk that off to just, oh, it must be my voice or my higher self or my soul talking to me.
Hmm. Something that you're speaking into, and I'd love it if you address it because I think it's one of the biggest hindrances to connections that we have in so many different ways. But it's that thought, it's that I'm doing something wrong. It's because I'm not doing this that I'm not having this.
Yeah, welcome to being human. That's why I do so much humor, and I'll do baby steps, like 75 little baby steps. But one act of letting go, it could be any act of letting go, can be worth 30 of those steps. So I'll blow sage through two screens. We'll probably do that a little bit later in the show. I
Mhm.
light it, you smell it. But later, you can just ask an angel to bring you flowers or an ancient Egyptian incense smell. And so we don't even have to light anything. You can get a hug. Um, this is the best I can do is athletes know it. When they step on a soccer field, they're not worried about, can I kick the soccer ball today? They've been playing soccer for 20 years. This is one of those, we all have incredible talents, and pick your favorite healer or expert of 40 years that you watch on another show or here. Um, the only difference between them and you watching right now is maybe they've done it a few thousand times or 10,000 times more than you, and you're also doubting a little bit. So you strictly have to be here, but it's like you're an incredible chef. You know how to do yoga. You know how to read detective mysteries. It's that whatever that letting go is that you trust, that's it. And so it seems like it has to be somewhere complex. We've got to go to an institute and get certified to be able to do this. But I would argue you're ready to go right now.
And I think truly, once we have even the little pinprick of an experience, if we allow that to really be the wave and trust that experience other than the logic and the theory and other people's experiences. It's the personal experience that really activates something. But what happens a lot of times is like people doubt the experience.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, think of New Year's resolutions, think of your workplace, think of relationships, think of your health. We've got a million ways to slice and dice everything. And I'll harken back to maybe Seth, the 1970s light being, or Abraham Hicks, or even uh, the gymnastics movie, Way of the Peaceful Warrior. It's not going to be found externally from you. It's going to be going through the world that you currently know, all your value system, your judgments, your thinking, your fears, your stress, and through your heart into a broader awareness, a broader reality. And you're not really having to let go of anything. The whole surrender concept, yeah, you got to be able to get out of thinking long enough to have 5 minutes of just clear air or breathing space or whatever you want to call it. But you have to be here. And that's the scariest. I'm quoting that gymnastics movie, Peaceful Warrior, Nick Nolte in it. That's the scariest place for a lot of us to go. We will spend decades or go through a lot of illnesses before we want to, or a lot of bad relationships before we want to actually tackle who we are in our essence and connect to our higher self or soul and so on. I help people see their soul. You can look out on the blue sky daytime and see the aurora borealis. I mean, there's so many direct experiences that I feel very fortunate because people can do this as a group, do joint seeing, joint hearing, Native American chiefs, Buddha, and an angel, so that this is all direct. Again, I'm off the hook, I hope, for credibility. And the whole point of this and what makes it so difficult or different from so many other practices around the globe, not that some people haven't touched on this, is again, it's the universe stepping in and doing everything. You're just simply allowing and getting out of all the societal structure for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wonderful. And it reminds me of that image, and I'm sure several of y'all probably seen it, if not everybody, where there's this miner picking away in the mine shaft, and just on the other side is that diamond that he's trying to get to. It's like, are you going to continue picking or are you going to give up? Um, and I really find that we're all really just right there on the precipice. And if we can just get into a state where we're willing to take just that extra step beyond what we believe our comfort zone is, do the thing that seems scary or uncomfortable, or even take the chance in our curiosity and our creativity, that on the other side of that, just a little more pecking away is it's that shiny light that we've been searching for.
It's like the classic treasure hunt, except that the X on the map, it's you, your heart. You get to find yourself. And I'm quoting angels here. Anything that I've said that sounds sharp or brilliant, we're going to blame angels. I've just been doing this for 12 years. I repeat the same stuff. But again, I'm the facilitator. I help people get out of their head into their hearts. And you can see all sorts of light symbols, flows, whether you want to call it auras or chakras and so on, but you can see it on everything. And trees talk. I mean, everything has consciousness. So this is, again, a lot to take in, but I think a lot of people already will relate to this, especially in Hawaii and elsewhere.
Amazing. So you're telling us that anyone can meet and see angels.
Yes. And again, I was given some, I'll just put up a couple photos, but here's
Awesome.
some photos of angels, a Joy, a Charlotte. That's my guardian angel, the orange one, Min. But I had a guest on my show in August, Dr. Karen Wyatt, who that's her guardian angel. There's probably 80,000 of us that share the same guardian angel. She got to meet her guardian angel in human form on the beach in California for 30 minutes. So I'm going to add an extra layer. It's great that you can see him out in your yard, and it's great that I got photos, and the photos will move. Historical photo of Audrey Hepburn will wink, smile, shoulder waggle, eyebrow goes up. We'll maybe do that later. You catch perfume uninvented from Paris, from her. And that's 3 screens right there, an iPhone, my computer, your computer, or the people at home's computer. But you can see her, you can have them show up in human form. Like you get your hand held and go have coffee with them. So this is a lot. It stretches, credulence here, or whatever you want to call it. Our belief system is so strong. And that's why the illnesses, that's why our workplace situations, relationships, our relationship with life itself is We have tons of room for improvement as a society, mankind, and all of us individually. And it's okay. Like, we don't have to worry about doing anything. This isn't about more doing. It's about like less doing or not gaining anything or losing anything. So we need to move past seeing the negative here. You've got it all right now. And that's a really hard message to hear because people are like, wait, what? How do I have all those senses? Are you sure I can do basic listening and seeing? And my answer is to everyone, yes, you can.
Hmm, beautiful. It takes me to the sports analogy again with a phenom in baseball or tennis or golf or whatever it may be. Um, it's that untapped potential, and it's there and it exists, and it's a little practice, it's a little refining, and as you refine, as you practice, it gets a little bit stronger, and you just keep going, and the excitement of the development, I mean, that's what invokes that or re-invokes that vitality, that passion, that sense of purpose in our lives. And I really believe that we are at this beautiful wave and we reach the crescendo where we can start focusing more on that untapped potential instead of focusing on the things that aren't going right or what isn't working with the potential that we have activated, because we've only gotten up to a certain level and there's the spigot's ready to be turned on if only the avenue for it is illuminated so that we can see more clearly.
And that touches on another point here, which is you can absolutely get any answers to any questions, all languages spoken, all dialects, humor. You're the only one who sees your questions and answers besides the universe. If you're talking to India figures, you're talking to Geronimo, Einstein, Plato, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha. It's between you and them, and you get your answers directly. How fast can you write? I think the record's 49 pages in 9 hours. I just checked in every 2 hours. So again, we don't even know what to do with this because if you could really have any answers to any questions, think about the implications of that. A person just has to trust that they know how to do basic listening and maybe have a legal pad and one of these. So
Well, let's get into more specifics then so we can empower everybody listening. Um, how do we begin to do this?
why don't we do a few baby steps? I'll just light some
Okay.
sage. This takes 30 seconds. I've only got one bit of ruler structure. And in 13 years of doing this, I still forget that. It's just set your intent. Ask angels, the universe, to make it nice and help you out of your head into your heart, but own it with a thank you, Om Sai Ram, rock and roll, or amen, whichever way you roll at home. It's got to be your way to do it. This is regular Juniper Ridge sage. I'm not sponsored or affiliated, but that's great on Amazon to get, very consistent. And they have great incense sticks. So give yourself permission. Some people start tasting it as I light it if you're already hypersensitive or intuitive. And why settle for just sage when you see the smoke in a second? When you can have sage, flowers, and ocean. You don't have to be in Hawaii to smell Hawaii. John's in Hawaii. Okay,
Mhm.
here's a little bit of sage smoke. Allow, allow, allow. No try Yoda. I'll do Yoda's voice later, but right now I'm going to tell you the easiest dad joke in the world. If you're laughing, you're letting go. What's the only flower found on the human face?
Hmm.
Tulips.
Ah,
Catch a little sage smoke. And I've done this as a guest on like 65 shows, and I do it for a lot of my guests on my shows when I remember to. So allow, allow, allow. Ask for a little extra. Once you've got the sage, ask for flowers. If you have to close your eyes on that, have angels bring you flowers from childhood, your favorite flowers from another country. And people can play that back over. So I'm going to snub that out for time purposes here. And then I'll show my light for 30 seconds. It's the way I'm going to do it is out of like Celestine Prophecy, the movie, but they were doing it that way before the movie existed in the 1970s. I had a guest who said that. And also in India, they do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. And everyone gets a holiday dad joke. You can tell it's, holiday season here. Santa's reindeer, Blitzen and Dancer, just those two. Why do they drink so much coffee? Blitzen and Dancer? Because they're Santa's Starbucks.
ah.
I'll put my two fingers together. People can see multiple colors or streams of light, blue, green, yellow, gold. If it's rainbow light, run out and buy a lotto ticket. Breathe through your mouth is my unofficial rule, like 1 millimeter breathing. And the more your shoulders go up and down, the more you're letting go. You drop down into your field. John, what do you see between my fingers for a filament of light?
For a film in the light, I don't know what you mean.
A little stream of light between my fingertips flowing back and forth.
I do see that. I see that as white lights streaming back and forth.
Okay, and white's all the colors combined, so that's great. If you want to just ask the universe to do an extra amount of light that's not what you see right now, but like have them bring in sparks, butterfly, flowers. Everyone's gotten something different these days. Go ahead and ask for something extra that you know is not the original light. What do you see now?
Yeah, I see hues of purple coming in.
Good. People can play that over again, and we've taken 2 steps. I'm going to do a final, like, little something that's not holding up an angel photo, and that's me putting my palm up in Texas. John, if I can get you to put your palm up in Hawaii, you're just going to feel my vibe, energy. It could be warmth, it could be sparkle, electricity. No try Yoda. I'll do Yoda's voice for 1 second. If you're laughing, you're letting go. I am a sucker for trying to do humor to get people to just drop out of what they know into their heart. But do not. There is no try. What do you feel in your hand?
I'm feeling a wave that goes between hot and cold sensations.
Okay, and I'll whoosh people at home if you'll just allow, if you have to put a hand on your heart, breathe extra, ask angels, hey, angels, get me out of my head, into my heart, help me feel this wave of energy. It's not me, it's blame angels, don't blame Canada. Here it goes. And did you get a little something extra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
That's up for the audience to feel. Even if they're playing this 2 years from now, they should be able to get it, no problem. Last little step, there's an angel named Joy, and she's an angel who's the emotion joy ambassador communicator. People can put up their hand to the photo and feel that energy. And they can ask for a hug, and there's about 1 million ways to get a hug. A little energy whoosh, yummy in the tummy. You can feel a hand on your shoulder. You can feel a wind in the room. I mean, it's really up to her and you. What will you allow for? That's kind of the rub with all of this. How are we doing? Forget angels and spirituality in the universe for 1 second. How are we doing daily on what are we allowing for? You know, allow more love daily. That's kind of the opportunity and the challenge for all of us. We're in our heads so much. Okay, are you feeling a little bit of vibe that's completely different from before?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yay. And I love the comment from Joy, whose name is Joy. Yay.
So I have to say, the New Yorker in me wanted to be contradictory to this age, just because the skeptic, which is healthy, I I I couldn't help it. I smell it, it was coming. And
Okay,
that's
we
just
get
full transparency.
a guest just typed, Grace just typed
I smelled the sage, yeah.
Yeah. And there's an angel named Grace. There's a faith, a hope, a harmony, a Dale. I've got, 4 archangels, a fairy. I'll show one more photo. There's Plato. You can see the old man's face in there. He doesn't mind me putting it that way. Here. You can see that face, the nose, the
It's
chin.
blurry. It's blurry. It's hard to say, yeah.
Yeah. But so it's great that the photos exist. They're a great stepping stone, like you're trying to get across the brook from here to here. But then you can just see a little bit of light around you. Anybody who wants to ask Joy to show up, look up, and you can see little silver flecks of light, like fish breaking the surface of the water, or pink or yellow, or a little pink heart, shooting star. There's 1 million ways she could show up. But once you get over all that, you can see out your window if it's daytime and see them in the yard, Jesus next to an angel, next to your, uncle. You can meet your passed over loved ones as long as they're reconciled, and, get a thumbs up from an angel first.
Nice. I want to open up to Q&A in a little bit. We have
Sure.
some hands raised. You guys raise your hands if you want to ask questions, have an experience. We'll go direct. Before we get into that, though, I want to ask you, what are the residuals that people receive from having time with you and experiencing the angels and spirit coming in this way?
It's a real shift. It's a shift in consciousness, a shift in being. It's something beyond my definition of what I think goes on, because it's a ripple of light that goes into their lives. And then you don't know if it's going to go full circle 2 years later, 2 days later, 2 months. A lot of people yell miracles, and there's healing to be had. Colorblind people have seen color. It's, again, everything is between you and angels and what you'll allow for. So obviously getting answers for business purposes or your personal relationships and stuff like that, that's important. And again, I don't see anybody's questions or answers. So what I love about this is that it's direct, it's private, and hopefully a lot of fun.
Amazing. It is a lot of fun. It's always great being on a call with you. and having experiences. Well, let's go to some Q&A. Let's dive in. And Lorraine, let's start with you. Hey, Lorraine, let's get you to mute your microphone, please.
Sorry. Hi.
Hi, Lorraine.
I usually listen to your recordings, John. This is the first time I've signed into the live session, so this is really
welcome.
weird.
Yeah, it's good to have
Thank
you on
you.
here. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks.
So what question
So
for Michael?
do I? Okay. Um, I I have a bunch of things in my mind, but I'm really interested. I've had a lot of people in my life cross over in the last 4 years, a lot of family members. Um, and if there was any message for me, and then besides that, I have a question kind of more about career and work.
How about this? I'll put up a photo of an angel, but if you don't mind, just like sit up just a little bit. If you need to put a hand on
Okay.
your heart, everyone does their own listening. So I try not to tell anybody anything because my belief is that everyone is like walking around with full ability to hear, feel, and see. Here's an angel named Charlotte. If you could just ask for a little hug and get a hug, it might be an energy bump down your back, a whoosh, yummy in the tummy. Just say got it out loud when you get it. She's everybody's favorite teacher from like third grade, third form, with words meant to help you expand. And if
Okay.
anyone needs extra help letting go, breathe through the mouth. 1 millimeter open with the lips and just breathe extra. If you got your hug, then ask her, what do you need to know in life right now? Start really easy. That's about as open as it gets and simple. No particular topic. Hear her voice come in for 1 second. It might sound like yours. And then the second you let go 1% more, you'll hear a older 40, 50-year-old female voice. That's beautiful. Just, Charlotte, what do I need to know in life right now? Hear a little whisper back. If you're worried about it, you'll hear breathe, relax, let go. But if you're off to the races, hear something a little more substantive. And then get a hug afterwards. That'll be a little bit different. No two hugs have to be the same, but get a little energy down your back or yummy in the tummy or a goosebump somewhere. And just say got it for us when you got it. And if anybody else wants to nod or give a thumbs up when they've done it at their end.
Okay.
Okay. Now pick one figure or one topic, career or Uncle Joe. I'm making up the name of the passed over loved one, but you got it. So you've chosen the one thing. Just ask, what do I need to know about either the career or the person, and get a private answer. And you might as well ask for 2 hugs since there was a little more details involved. And if anybody needs extra help, you can leave your eyes on the photo. She'll change colors, move if you really let go and want to get like crazy. And breathe, breathe, breathe through the mouth. No triota. Anybody coming in just recently, I was doing Yoda's voice earlier. I'm not going to have to do that again. If you need help letting go, just ask angels to come in and help you stay in your heart, listen with your heart. You're doing it all day long for driving, for falling asleep at night, for when if you're a great chef in the kitchen, or you know how to do yoga, or just reading a book to let go and be in the plot, or be part of the book series that you love so much. Got it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's next? Put up a hand and let's talk about something.
Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right, Michael, thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Lorraine. All right, so Joy, who wrote in earlier, she's asking if there's angels that can help heal family relationships.
The way I would describe it is you can send energy to people, love, and I am going to be quoting someone else. They suggested, and I loved it when they said it about a year ago. They said, send that love to the person that we're talking about, the relationship person. Send it to their team of angels. They'll know how to distribute the love the right way to reach that person. And I thought that was brilliant because a lot of times we don't know why there's a disconnect going on. And if there's a specific person in mind, can you just wave your hand who the person is that's asking, can I see you right now? Or is it somebody offline right now?
It's offline.
Okay, here's Joy. Just privately ask her for some insight on that. You can go beyond words if you want and have her sing to you or feel like a symphony of light came in to unpack during dream time next week after the holidays. But my point is, not everyone's ready for words as an answer. I've never said that before in 12 years, but I'm saying it now. Catch it one way or the other as an energy bump your way. Even a hug that stays with you, that you keep feeling better and better in life and about the topic itself. And if you want to have a dream about it, have an angel come up in your dream and you sit down and have a good chat. So you have a broader consciousness understanding of the situation, and everything that you look at then changes and shifts a little bit.
Wonderful. Ginger is saying this is really fun. It is. It is. Y'all, we're gonna get into special offer in a little bit. We're gonna go to some more Q&A. Y'all raise your hands. Let's take advantage of Michael being here for y'all. Ginger, love it. Ginger's just fun. But with the special offer, y'all, there's a private session with Michael that you'll have a one-on-one. You'll be able to go deep in the experience. So again, we'll get into the special offer in a little bit, but let's play a little bit more with the live calls. Jenny, let's go to you. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. So a career question.
I'm going to put up an angel named Min, like Minnesota, Lakota Sioux word for water. Might be Mother Hawaii. Who knows? She's my guardian angel and about 80,000 other people's guardian angel. It's a
I love Min. Min's awesome.
Yeah. She's a soft-spoken professorial type. So if you don't mind doing one thing first, just ask her in general, what do I need to know in life right now? And hear, if you're worried about getting the answer for the next question, you'll hear, breathe, relax. Ask for your favorite ocean smell. If you're from South Africa, get that beach you haven't been to in a decade. Or if it's Bethany Beach or it's the lake that you miss, catch an ocean water feeling come in. Yep. And if you need a hand on your shoulder, ask your favorite guardian angel or your guardian angel or your favorite angel, Michael, or somebody to touch your back. And then go ahead and point blank, breathing through your mouth a little bit, heart silently to her, just be like, what do I need to know about the career stuff? Here, 2 answers, 2 hugs, and say, got it when you got it. If you need any extra help, you're already doing the double hand on the heart. You can use the photo and just look at her and let her answer directly, like you're talking to a guidance counselor. Got it okay? Beautiful. And that's the beauty of this is I try not to tell anybody anything, although there's times where either the pattern or the way they're talking or just the way their energy is, you can kind of tell. But I've found in 12 years or so of doing this, you can't tell anybody anything. And it's so much better to let angels and guides and your loved ones do the talking because they just know how to maneuver the whole value system, the personality and the intellect of the person. So
I do have a question. So I have been thinking about changing careers. So I have had all these ideas coming in, and how much is being able to be heart to heart with my angels does validate 1 or 2 of those ideas?
your heart knows what feels good and what is the best direction to go. I'm going to put up 2 more figures for you. I'll put up Joy. I'll put up a Native American chief, Dullknife. His original name was Morningstar. He's wisdom with a little bit of humor. But if you could just let him bring in a sacred smell, like sage, sweetgrass, juniper, a campfire smell, tobacco, something, one of those 50 Native American sacred smells. And I'll put him up even closer. Ask him what you need to know about the career and how will you know? Get a beautiful answer, either high peppy voice, his voice, or both. And be sure to get a hug and say got it out loud when you got it.
Got it.
Thank you. And I stay out of your details all the way.
All right, Jen. Blessings too.
Thank you.
So, Michael, it's a lot of times just getting the hits, getting the feeling, having the visit, acknowledgement, the spark that comes in our body. so many times we can just stop there and go, ah, that satiated me for now, and thank God I received that. But there's no follow through. There's no remembering that feeling. There's no like that inspired me. There's that I stopped picking at that wall just to get to the other side of the diamond because I caught a little glimpse of a glimmer on the rock. And how can we engender more of that follow through, more of that inspiration that goes through and not just be so appeased by the one little hit?
Can we have an angel answer? And John, now you're in the hot seat. This should be a lot of fun for the audience. I'm going to have Audrey Hepburn's photo go up. It's a historical photo of Audrey, an angel. She does not, like when she shows up, when you see her, never in shorts and a t-shirt, always to the nines. I don't know why. You can have a perfume uninvented from Paris show up. So whatever people are doing at home right now watching this, say, sock it to me, universe, angels, make it nice. Help me out of my head into my heart. Thank you. Amen, rock and roll. Om Saram if you're from India. But John, for you, this photo, historical. We know photos can't move, right? And this is on an iPhone. Let her wink, smile, eyebrow goes up, shoulder waggle, and get the most beautiful touch on your back. Have her answer your own question for you.
Well, she says, I already know, which I knew. I know. I'm asking for the benefit of the audience.
Yeah, but did anybody get an eyebrow up, smile, hands off the face, breathe through the mouth a little bit, like 1 millimeter breathe through the mouth. Your shoulders are going up and down, big breathing. Relax, be, no triota. And has anybody gotten an answer? Just ask a private question like, hey, what do I need to know in life right now, Audrey? And hear a little whisper. And if you're not into the words, say, hey, take me beyond words and give me the most amount of love I can handle and get a few ripples of light passing through. If you want to see sparkles, flecks of light either at my end, around me, or around you in your room, you won't have to vacuum later. What will you allow for? What will you ask for? I would just say the human mind, our intellect, our thinking, our logos, our reason is very limited. We're more like looking at our shoe tips all day long. And I do it. I'm about to go right back to thinking in an hour. But when you do let go to cook, to run, to yoga, just barefoot with your dog in the grass, those are the winner moments that you're having the best time, whether you knew it or not. Most of the time, we don't even know it. It's when we don't have it anymore. We're like, oh, those were the days. What was I even thinking? I mean, our brain is so freaking powerful, but also like a third grader. So if you just practice getting out of the brain, you're all set.
Yeah, I have to tell you, she did smirk at me a little bit, so that was nice.
I didn't do it.
I know. It's my vibe of Audrey, which is amazing.
I have one more figure for you if you want. It'll be Jerome, Native American chief. And he's older, a lot of fun. He's action, dry wit, but slang, not proper, formal, yes, no. He's like, yeah, nah, duh, you already know the answer. So as soon as you finish asking the question, you're probably already getting the answer if you're just wide open. Here he is. He's like everybody's uncle. He's a sweetie, but he might seem like a tiger. If you're an artist and you've been saying for 10 years you should hang your pictures or drawings up in the gallery, and you've been delaying, procrastinating, he'll be like, let's get going. Ask him a question, get an answer, catch a sacred scent or smell in the air. Ask for just some strength to walk your path more smoothly. What will you allow for? Ask him one thing to start doing. But ask for a hug and some gentle support, most importantly. And instead of just asking for it during a show, ask for it for the rest of the year. And then why wouldn't you ask for next year as well? And then renew the lease. Ask for 5 years. We're so limited on even what we know that we don't even know what to ask for. So the best way to ask is be like, I don't even know what I'm asking for, but make it really nice. Keep asking all day long, but good luck remembering to remember if you can remember when you remember. It'll be twice a day at most.
Amazing. And the more we ask, the better we get at it.
Yes, because then you can't be asking unless you're in your heart.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, we're going to get into a special offer. I'm going to take one more call. Then we'll go to special offer because the session with Michael, you'll have the opportunity to drop in with them. But Genty, let's go to you first. Welcome to the call. And let's get you. There you go.
Hello, I'm here from Mexico. And it's wonderful to be here. John, you have such a great show.
Thank you. I have amazing guests for sure. Yes.
No, there's just such great energy on this show.
Mm.
Okay, so angels. Yes, I love angels. And it's ironic that I'm here. I've lost a lot of people and good friends in the last few years. And it's actually the anniversary of my best friend tomorrow. So I'm looking for messages from the other side.
So what I'm going to do is I try not to tell anybody anything. I do help you meet and see your relatives, and you can close your eyes and see them that way and so on. But let me put up some archangels for you. That's what I was scrambling to get a different photo of. So I'm going to put up 4 archangels. That'll be enough. Just if you don't mind asking, what do I need to know in life right now first? Here's Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. Just silently ask, what do I need to know right now? Get a group hug from them and get rippled. I can't see you, so breathe through your mouth if you're not breathing through your mouth, just to allow a little bit more. And if you don't mind saying got it when you got it for any of it.
Got it.
Okay. Now for that, can you just pick one loved one that's passed over? And you know who it is, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's Joy and Charlotte. Just ask them 1 or 2 things you need to know. Get a hug and let me know when you're caught up.
Got it.
Okay, close your eyes. And who's your favorite out of the 2? Joy or Charlotte, or both? You can pick both.
Joy.
Okay, have Joy put a hand on your shoulder, close your eyes, and have her be the bridge, the communicator, the ambassador for that loved one. Let the loved one's voice come in. Let the loved one put a hand on the other shoulder, but let Joy kind of be in your ball of light, your field, and keeping you open, steady to handle it. I'd run for the hills. So let her come in and steady you, and let that loved one come in, and with your mind's eye, see a beach and see the loved one on the beach. It might have to be a football field down the way, but if you're really chill about it, only a tennis court. And you can hear their voice directly, no big shakes. I'm going to blow a little sage and have a tiny interaction and just hear, hey, they're around. And all of us do one-way communication. We're talking out loud all the time. It's like Winnie the Pooh. Everyone talks to animals. No one listens. The rest of the quote is, that's the problem. And I would add, that's the opportunity for growth for all of us. Just slow the roll and realize it's 2-way all the time with everything. The tree you just walked by would have said hello. When you park your car and rush into work, you probably missed the flower right there. There's a lot of the Zen Buddhist stuff in this, the leaf flower sermon thing. Here's the sage for the rest of you. Catch what you can catch. Just be in your heart. But ask for flowers to come in on top of the sage. And anybody who needs extra help for any of it, breathe through the mouth and be up and down in the shoulders a little bit. We're not used to fully letting go into our field. Ask for that loved one to come in dream time tonight, this weekend. Ask for an angel to show up on your path. Here, let's cut to the jugular for everybody. Ask for an angel to show up as you're doing errands around the town or village that you live in. You might be super busy, but a stranger with sparkly eyes says just what you needed to hear, and then they're gone. If you're really lucky, have them intercept you outside the dry cleaners and make sure you remember to ask them for a cup of coffee for an hour. You'll know when your whole kaleidoscope, your navigation system goes upside down, that you have an angel in front of you. Besides, sparkly eyes, tall, not from Latvia. What will you allow for, again, is the whole rub here. And if anybody sees smoke, it's smoke from my sage. I never snubbed it out the whole way. Okay, in Mexico, did you get everything you needed? Did you get a visual? Can you help the audience out? What did you...
Yes, and I have a question. Can our angels be animals?
Yes, you can even have some relatives. Look, angels come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, all sorts of backgrounds from, by the way, way out as well, with all different purposes. So that, yes, but I'll phrase it another way. Some animals may be our connections from other lifetimes or concurrent past lives that are happening now, I guess. I don't know how to say it. So everything that's love around you, especially animals, could be a little more complex or a deeper story to it. Yes. And that's something you can just ask Joy. You don't need a photo. Let's do one last wild setup. Here she is again, just for a little bit of help. You can close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. You're running from the parking garage to the car or to the store tomorrow. Ask Joy if she's there right now. You don't need a photo. And hear a heck yeah, duh, what do you think? Hear a high peppy 28-year-old voice. Just ask her, are you there? And then you might as well get a hug. We don't get enough hugs daily. I can tell you that as a fact, Jack. And now let her answer about that animal. Say, I want the MO. I want the details on that animal. Once in a while, you get told to move on if you're asking like some question about like a neighbor and you're really not supposed to pry. But everything else, you know, whatever you're willing to ask about is what you can get an answer on. Sometimes too, you have to wait a little bit. You need to grow into the receptivity. You've picked a really tough one or a big one, and it's part of your growth to allow for a broader perspective. So if it's about the divorce or something really complex, oftentimes we don't realize why it's right in front of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you had fun with that.
Yeah, did. Thank you, Michael. Thanks, John. Good seeing you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. All right, y'all, let's go to the special offer. The link for the special offer is in the chat box, or you can open up a new browser by typing in beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Michael34, and it'll take you to that same page while Michael is flashing joy on the screen for us. Michael, you're generously offering a 40-minute session with you.
Yes, I'll get you up and running with joy. And it's really more of a confidence builder. Even if you're a 40-year intuitive veteran, it's to sort of push the boundaries out of what you think's possible. It's not about getting all your answers and what you should do for career. It's more about making sure you are trusting all your different skills, that you trust your listening, that you trust your feeling. You'll get to see auras or light, which we just did a little bit before, but there's always more to be done. Like, you can have angels come in and you can see the light of the hug that you're getting from angels, which helps the brain process it better and allow for it more. If you have a medical condition, this is between you and the universe, you can hear what's doable and what's written, like what isn't addressable. And all you have to do is have that chat and begin that dance with the universe, but it's also relationships, how to have more fun, and even career.
Wonderful. And that's the session, y'all, 40 minutes. And what can people go into? Okay, so they're developing confidence. They're feeling perhaps a connection, or most likely. Can they get into questions about what's coming through? Is it similar to what we're doing here? And how does someone walk away from the session like you just did with Genty? It's like, okay, I had this experience, but then walk away 15 minutes later going, but I didn't really have an answer. It's like, wait, I'm still confused. How do we ground in more of the receptivity of what we're receiving? And how does the session with you empower that even more?
Well, the 40 minutes, everyone's a little bit different. They're all putting their poker chip stacks in sort of a different order. At some point, I try to get a person away from the table and realize they're already a master gambler. Probably about the worst metaphor ever. But if you're just in your heart, you've got it all. And there's nothing to lose, nothing to gain here. In fact, as a child, you were doing it. As an athlete, you're doing it. As an avid reader of Agatha Christie novels. Whenever you're letting go is letting go. And all moments can be the same. Good luck believing it on April 15th for tax day, or if you just got laid off or in the middle of a divorce. A lot of thinking kicks in. Welcome to being human. So this is a non-judgmental 40 minutes where you get to hang out with joy. Sure, you can get some concrete answers, but the point of it is to kind of get into the pool. And I'm trying to remind folks they're already Olympic swimmers. You've already won a bunch of gold medals throughout your lifetime. You just have to trust more. And it's that trusting and allowing that is the success of this session, and also paves the way for walking a smoother path.
Well, and I think a big part of the alchemy that you're offering also there, we need to play with it more as well.
Yeah. Well, hey, trusting the heart. Somebody's asking, is there a secret to trusting the heart? It's like asking, how do you know a good cup of coffee is a good cup of coffee? I mean, think about it. These are the eternal questions, what it is to be human. And it is a leap of faith. For some of us, it feels like we're leaping off Niagara Falls. Are you kidding? I don't have a parachute. But it's only from here to here. And again, there's people who have gone an entire lifetime. You know, maybe at age 5, they were open. And then from then on, you should have heard their whole timeline. What happened to them? And then it's going to be the next lifetime. You can open up anytime you want. So think of your favorite Hollywood movies. It's a Wonderful Life, the dark moments, but then at the end, hello, Mr. Postman, and the bell at the end, the little kid. So it's all those little moments that you're tapping into. I'm getting goosebumps on that. Plus, if you're lucky, you get a little ball of light. You get to see sparkles of light around you, the Disney CGI effects of angels. You can ask for that now. There's nothing holding you back. You don't have to do a session with me. My point is, you've got it all right now, but there's no convincing that's necessary either. You do have to want to own it a little here. You have to find your own way to relate to it, which is what I'm really good at. I get you out of your intellect, out of your own way, out of words, so you can start to just be that Jedi or the master artist going with the flow.
Wonderful. And y'all, the session is there for y'all. Click on the special offer link. It's 40 minutes. I believe, is it $127 that we have it at?
I think that's right. Something like that.
It's super reduced, y'all. It's to work with Michael in this way. And that connection is just so much fun and so activating as well. So I hope y'all take advantage of it and have some fun with the angels that show up for you. I'm sure Joy is going to be there, no doubt. She seems to show up almost always.
You can ask her right now the timing and when to do it, if you should do it.
Nice.
But meanwhile, more importantly, get a hug, ask for just sparkles, yummy in the tummy, feel a hand on the shoulder, feel a breeze in the room, smell flowers. There's 1 million ways to catch a beautiful interaction with her. Ask her to surprise you. If you want to close your eyes and see a beach, perfect. With so many different human beings out there, with so many ways they roll, that's what's beautiful about an angel. They know how just to kind of touch you the right way and how to navigate how you roll.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's why I started off the call the way I did. Relax, open up, open to your creativity. Just there's such an intelligence that we keep trying to logic away. And we're selling ourselves or our experiences way short. Again, there's so much untapped potential for all of us. And to keep playing in this field and keep expanding and getting to do with other people as well. I believe it's why we're really here. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, we just had a guest say, I see sparkles. So if anyone's not sure about this, like in any way, you're like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've watched these guests. I don't think I have what they have. You're doing any comparison thinking, that's fine. Welcome to being human. But rub your hands in a circle. Don't make a fire. Just breathe extra. Put a hand on your heart. And then ask your angels. Be like, hey, angels, I don't know how all this works, but I'm going to trust it for 5 seconds. Get me out of my head into my heart. Breathe extra and ask for sparkles around you. Pink sparkles. Let it be joy. Ask for a whoosh of light. If you want to hear angels singing, this is my point. It's like a giant sushi menu, but you're only refusing to look past the appetizers and down the menu. And it's the Alan Watts thing with the whole menu. We want to eat the menu. We don't want to actually have the experience. So thinking is a wonderful thing on a lot of stuff, but it will grab a clipboard, a pen, and subordinate the experience very quickly. So again, it's what you said earlier, John. You're going to want to forget you ever did it. But that's the job of the ego. It's got to feel like it's in control. It's got to keep you in a panic mode somehow. Who wants to walk a smoother path and breathe easier and smile more? Are you kidding?
It's horrible. Please, no, none of that. All right, y'all. The link again for the special offers in the chat box, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Michael34 will take you to that same page. Patty, let's go to you. Welcome, Patty.
Hi, thanks for taking me.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of starting a business in January, teaching. I got certified in Happy for No Reason by Marcy Shimoff, and I don't know if I should just do it slowly or jump in full force.
I'm going to put up a Native American chief who's unconditional love. His name is Red Shirt. He's a historical figure, Lakota Sioux chief. He's so gentle. He'll do a little humor, but he's very gentle. And one last thing about him, he's like the gentlest mom in the world. He's wearing a U.S. presidential medal, and he was given by Teddy Roosevelt day after the photo. He's in front of the White House in a horseback parade. Ask him the question about what to know about that path. Get 2 or 3 answers and 2 or 3 hugs. And just say got it out loud for the audience if you don't mind.
Got it.
Beautiful. And this is the way healing works. You first chat about the situation. What do I need to know? Is it addressable? Is it not? I don't hear anything, and I'll add an extra bit of flavor we never mentioned at any point during the show. I have people use code words and that's a fruit name. So if you say papaya, I don't know papaya is about your divorce. And
Right.
I only asked, did you get enough answers for papaya? I stay out of the details the whole way. And then, you know, if the person's been writing for 15 minutes about papaya and then they've got that knowing look, like they're, yeah, I got all my answers. Let's go to blueberries. And so this keeps it like double blind. And this way you're getting it direct. The one thing is trusting it. So why don't we turn you into a psychic for us all? What's Red Shirt have to say to you to share with us about how easy is it to listen to our angels, our guides, our loved ones? And if you don't mind listening on all of our behalf, what's Red Shirt say about being in the heart and letting the universe do its job?
It's go for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No, thank you.
Patty, I want to ask you, it's like you lit up when it looked like you received your message.
Uh-huh.
And I'm curious what the feeling was for you when that impulse came through.
I just felt really excited, like inside just lit up. You know, like if somebody surprises you with something and you're like, oh, it was like that. I got really excited.
It's the
I got so much energy
recognition, it's
all
the
over me right
excitement, right?
Yeah.
It's the wow. You know,
Yeah. It was a great feeling inside, like my whole inside lit up.
I think that's so beautiful, Patty, and I wanted you to express it for all of us to receive, because not only can we trust that more, but also can we invite that in more,
Yeah.
right? Right? And you lit it
Yes.
here for us on the call, so thank you.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Can we do one more figure and I'll do
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
Here's something for everybody at home. Just name any color you see in a normal Bic lighter. It's white, gold, yellow. Just say it at home privately. You're good. Okay, now I'm going to shut it off. We know what a lighter looks like, but just see a little bit of my light coming off my finger right here. See a color. Let me go back on an old surfing trip. See what you can see. We're going to use John as the human guinea pig right now. John, what do you see for a little bit of light? My finger's getting warm. What do you see coming off the tip of the finger?
I see turquoise.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. And the point is, we're all light, and you can have a couple. I'll do it this way. You run into your favorite person in the world. You didn't know you were both shopping at the Target or the Walmart. Well, obviously, if you put your hands together, you're going to feel each other's warmth, and you'll feel some heat this way. But if you go 3 or 4 or 5 feet out or 20 feet out or 25 meters out, at some point, you got to acknowledge it's an energy flow, not actual heat or warmth from the hand. And then you back up to one side of the Walmart or a whole football field, soccer pitch away, and you're feeling the heat still. How do you explain that? And then let's throw in an extra dimension on this. You see the light flowing between you. How do you think you're reaching your cousin in San Francisco who called you at the same moment you were calling them, or that, you know, those idiosyncrasies that happen? So there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Let me put up an India figure, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, the one from 100 years ago, colorized photo. If anybody wants to go gangbusters here, he's unconditional love. He straddles 3 religions and he's tight with angels. Ask Joy and Charlotte and Archangel Michael to come in and everybody to be part of this. But catch an Indian temple incense like you made the big trip to India, highest vibe only, and ask the most private, simple question about how easy is it to love more and allow more, and get the most exquisite answer. And feel it as well, like a symphony playing. Get a hug down your back and catch a little gentle incense smell or flower smell that's exotic. He'll move, wink, smile, move an ear in this photo, by the way. I'll try to hold it steady. And he's a sweetie. Okay, and I'll pull back. You can play that over. You can pause it. Do what you need to do later. And before bed and in the morning when you wake up, 2 quick suggestions. You'll hear this one. I hear it all the time, but I still have to repeat it. Ask for all the things you want to have happen, but do it from the heart. And just be like, hey, I don't know how any of this works, but help me dream time. Help me during the day. Help bring in more sparkly people. Help me just get out the door, whether we're talking walking the dog, because you've been telling your dog for a week you're going to take him, but you haven't taken him. Welcome to thinking. Thinking is like, yeah, everything he said is great. I'll start next Tuesday. 2 years later, you're watching John's show again, and you're like, oh my God, 2 years went by. I forgot to do anything. And the last thing is, if you want to see light, those recessed lights that a lot of homes and apartments have, First thing in the morning when you wake up, just put a little post-it note somewhere so you look at the pink slip somewhere on the wall and you're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this. Before you know your name, before you brush your teeth, before you have a cup of tea or coffee, head out to wherever the pot light is and you'll see a beach ball sized rainbow light, like that big around that light. And you will not know what to do. It's so pretty. You can just sit there and be like, oh, go grab a seat on the couch and just be like, whoa. Then watch your thinking come in. You get to meet your ego. Your ego's like, oh, wow, I wonder what I'm seeing. It makes some blatant like art gallery sort of comment. And then it shrinks a little. And finally, your ego has to come in and like totally kill it with words. So it finally shrinks to nothing. But you had a moment. It was a moment of samadhi or satori or whatever. You were getting to see the universal light that's around everything, your dog, the trees. And so you have no limits, but good luck allowing for it or believing it when you're up here. And that's, all the time. So.
All right, y'all. Michael mentioned come back and listening. Of course, we'll run the replay all weekend long. All through Thanksgiving, come back and get into this just joyous energy that we're receiving. And we're still going to take a couple more callers, but I wanted to mention that beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay is where you can come back and listen to the replay. And with that, Linda, welcome to the call.
Hi. This has been absolutely wonderful. I got to see Joy. She's up above on my ceiling, and I swear there was sparkles, but it looks like a crystal. And then wings.
It can be one of a million different ways. There's 40 million ways to block up here, but an angel's got at least a million ways to reach you here. So I love what you just said. Bravo.
And I liked it when you held that red shirt, I think it was, up. When you held him up, I felt him, and it felt so warm and loving and nurturing. It was amazing. I think it was red shirt, right?
Yeah, he's a sweetie. And then there was Geronimo sideways. I'll put up Gabriel and a Claire, who's resilience, and one of my dog's guardian angels. Your cats and dogs do have guardian angels.
Oh, dogs.
Here's Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, and here's a Claire.
Oh.
Go ahead and ask for all the love and light in the world, whatever your language is for saying.
Love and light.
Yeah. Let's have 1 + 1 = 11 or 111. Ask for it all. Hands
Or
off.
17.
Yep. Breathe through the mouth and just be in your heart and receive all with a capital A.
Mm-hmm.
Lock that in. Close your eyes. You can have them come on your eyelids so that you'll see light on your eye, third eye, or the movie screen version of shutting your eyes. But if you do want to then open your eyes and see light around you, whether it's on the ceiling, the further away it is, the easier it is for people to allow for it. And especially for when you see them full on standing before you. You need at least a couple tennis courts away, most of us, even a Walmart parking lot away first time. And then you get used to it a little bit, although that's a lot. I'm going to show one concert photo. I'm at Stubbs Barbecue in Austin, Texas. And this is not orbs. It's not raining. But you can see Claire, the purple ball of light right there. And you can see joy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's wonderful.
Yeah, there's a pink ball of light in the center somewhere that's joy, although I might not have the right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. And
Yes.
yeah, there she is. Okay.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. This has been just incredible.
Yes.
And I thank you so much for connecting us with the angels. I've always loved angels, but I've never been able to connect with them the way you just offered it to us. And I felt the warmth every time you held something up. There was a lot of warmth.
I'll whoosh everybody with my hands, but it's let Archangel Michael and Joy hold the space for you and do all the kind of the transmitting of the energy, if that's okay to put it that way. So I'll put up Joy's photo in just a second. Let me find it here. I think I got it right here. So here's Joy and who did I say? Michael?
Michael.
Yep. So here you've got it. You've got this. And now I'm going to look like I'm playing ping pong here. I'm just going to whoosh you. You can feel the light off of this. Blame angels. Don't blame Canada for this. And if you don't mind using an adjective out loud, do you feel electricity, warmth, sparkle?
Warmth.
Yay.
Complete warmth.
Here comes the whoosh. My microphone's up top. I'll blow a little Hawaii your way. Let's borrow from John. A little aloha. Here comes the whoosh. Catch a little circle around you, up and down you. And I'll do it one more time for good measure, but allow for the best Christmas, the best Thanksgiving, the best rest of the year. What will you allow for? And even if you do get into thinking and you get a little bit of a rub going on, ask angels to come in and make you laugh for no reason at all. Here we go.
Oh, I feel so good. I feel that. Thank you.
Just remember, you can ask for your own version of your own hug, whatever way you can accept it. Be like, I'm in an upset mode. My sports team just lost, or I saw this on the news. I only want the hug on my back. I'm not ready for the front today. Okay, so get whatever way you can allow for extra love to come in. That's all this is about.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. I
Well,
appreciate it. Thank you, John. So
You're so welcome.
grateful, grateful, grateful.
Of course. All right, we have a question from Kimmy. I'm going to go into that. And then I'm guided to like, there's a lot running through. I want y'all to come back and listen to the replay and come back in as well. Of course, the special offer, y'all get a session with Michael. It's dive into this vibrant energy that you're experiencing one-on-one with Michael. Mac's coming in, and as you put Mac up, I'll read Kimmy's question. I took a picture of the live lit Christmas tree at the lighthouse where my late husband and I married after leaving his ashes in the sea. A bright white light shone as a sparkle. Husband buzz?
Here's Mac. Don't call her Mackenzie. She's everything plants, animals, and nature, and she's an angel who can handle any questions. You can put a hand out and feel her vibe. You can close your eyes and see a little bit of green light on your eyes. You can catch an entire forest of trees that are your favorite, whether it's birch, pine, deciduous. You got this. But whoever that was, because I've forgotten the name, just ask about that photo and have her hold the space with Joy and Michael and allow at least some sort of whatever's permissible for you for the loved one to come through. But just here, you've got this. Here, A-OK. And just ask for a favorite smell. They made a certain dish or that music that they loved. Hear that on the air. You can have angels sing to you anytime you want. You don't have to be in the best mood, but you do have to set your intent. And you got to let angels do their job. So you have to get out of here, get into here, and again, let them do their job. But welcome to being human. If it's tough in any way and all the rest, I've been doing this for so long. People can do this as a group. You can group see, group hear. So again, photos are nice. Seeing directly is nice, but you can group see and group hear. Are you shocked at all? Not really, if you think about it. Kidding. A little less thinking, a little more just being in the heart. Breathe, smile to get there. There's a million ways to get to here, but we've got 40 million reasons. Well, we can't. Not today. Next week.
So y'all, again, the special offers in the chat box. The replay link will be sent out an email. Always find the replays at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. Michael, is there a last bit of intention that we can impart on the audience today and anybody listening to the replay as we end tonight's call?
I made a list somewhere. Here, we can ask Audrey to come back in. And I will find that photo. I love that the iPhone just updated, and so I'm not used to moving around my own photos in my folder. But here's Audrey again. Ask her to bring in either the most glorious flowers, the most glorious ocean, like you're at the ocean, smell, or an uninvented perfume from Paris or Milan, if you wish. Name some other place. Or all three. Why not? Go for the gusto. Have her move in the photo meanwhile and ask for just how can you appreciate more grace, ease, fun, and joy? So bring in the pink ball light, bring in our ambassador communicator, the angel named Joy. She's super cosmic, by the way. She's bigger than people realize. Ask how you can walk a smoother path and hear that you've got this. When you walk your dog, when you go for a walk, when you take a shower, brush your teeth, those are great times. Just before bed, give thanks and ask something. It could be indirect. Be like, hey, dream time, let's get it resolved. Or let me have just a touch of like love on my back, on my shoulder. Have her touch the small of your back. Feel Audrey Hepburn's slender hand on the small of your back. Just to know that you're on the right path or that you're supported and loved. And if anybody wants to go absolutely crazy, you can see, let angels make you butterflies or sparkles all around your room. You have to let go for that, but it's like being 5 years old all over again. Remember, positivity is abundance. Letting go is what this is all about. Angels exist. Trust that this is so. Your answers, your hugs, and much more will come your way if you just like let everything be as it already is. Practice a little more love, and you'll find that it's easier to keep hitting that heart button more often.
Michael, thank you for the inspiration, the positivity, the facilitation, the permission. The permission, y'all. Right? So beautiful. Brother, I'm wishing you a fantastic holiday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your heart with all of us. And everybody on the call, listening to the replay, thank you for sharing your heart with us, for opening up to your potential with us, for playing with us, for being curious of us. I bow down to each and every one of you in namaste. And I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Have a wonderful week. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Michael.